decided to be just very, very epic. Like, this is like, just like, this is, I love Nancy Pelosi. We all know this. Everyone that watches my show knows I love Nancy. I am, of course, a boutique leftist. I've got a shrine to Nancy Pelosi in the other room. I have a spare room in my home that we use for like storage, like for Christmas decorations and shit. I've actually got a Nancy Pelosi shrine in there. Maybe I'll show it sometime. But Nancy Pelosi put out a press release, and it's extremely epic. So, for those of you that don't understand, the terminology, I should say. A lot of, when you're reading articles, it will say, like, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, like, parentheses, DNY, for example. So, Nancy Pelosi put out a press release of some bullshit. And instead of referring to Kevin McCarthy as R California, she referred to Kevin McCarthy as Q California. And I just want to say, it's really funny. Like, I know, all jokes aside, Nancy Pelosi's garbage, but this is, like, extremely fucking funny, and I love this shit. I love this shit. I love it. I love the cringe, okay, Betty? I love the cringe. So let's read this. Kevin McCarthy, Q California, fails to lead. Hands keys to party to Green. I love it. Let's go. After several conversations and literally running away from reporters, I love it. This like reads like a fucking like Reddit post. After several conversations and literally running away from reporters, Minority Leader Kevin McCarthy, Q, California, made clear that he is refusing to take action against conspiracy theorist Representative Marjorie Taylor Greene. As a result, the House will continue with a vote to strip Greene of her seat on the esteemed House Committee on Education and Labor and House Committee on Budget. McCarthy's failure to lead his party effectively hands the keys over to Greene, an anti-Semite, QAnon adherent, and 9/11 truther. McCarthy's cowardly refusal to deal with Greene breaks the calls from Senate minority. This does read like a Reddit post, like, grammatical errors and inability to speak English all included. Senate Minority Leader Mitch McConnell, Representative Adam Kinzinger, and the Republican Jewish Coalition, and several prominent members of the party to take action against Greene. As number 2 Senate Republican John Thune warned Tuesday, McCarthy has chosen to make House Republicans the party of conspiracy theorists and QAnon, and Rep. Greene is in the driver's seat. So again, I just want to say, trying to strip away, like, Mitch McConnell as if, like, oh, Mitch McConnell's a reasonable I'm sorry. No. Now, I do think that this is a good strategy going forward, assuming that they don't fuck it up. Because, again, Marjorie Taylor Greene is a huge red flag. Like, she is crazy. Lauren Boebert, Madison Cawthorn, there's a couple of other fresh woman/man congresswomen and men in the Republican caucus that are just absolutely bonkers. Like, again, Madison Cawthorn from North Carolina visited the quote-unquote Führer's vacation home and said that that was on his bucket list. One of his life goals was to visit the vacation home of the Führer, in his words. Madison Cawthorn also released an online campaign, or an online ad campaign during his congressional campaign, saying that his opponent was, quote, hiring non-white males in an attempt to ruin white males. So Madison Cawthorn is literally, in all the ideal sense of the words, a neo-Nazi. Lauren Boebert, by the way, is someone who wanted to bring guns into the halls of Congress. She was tweeting out as the Capitol rioters were storming the Senate chambers. She was tweeting out the location of Nancy Pelosi. And so these people definitely need to be expelled. And I go even further to say that every single member of the Republican Party who objected to the election counting on January 6th needs to be expelled. Amendment 14, Section 3. And if Nancy Pelosi doesn't want to expel all 140 plus members of the Republican Party who wanted to object to the election results, then she, by the text of the 14th Amendment, is giving aid and comfort to insurrectionists, right? Every single person who wanted to object to the election results is de facto, by definition, an insurrectionist. And they need to be treated as such. And so if you try to treat them with kid gloves, then you are, quote, giving aid or comfort to those who wish to insurrect against the United States. So I want to be very clear here. Nancy Pelosi can do her little fun games, and they are really funny, and I do laugh at them because they are really funny, but they cannot distract us from the exact thing that needs to go on, because, again, that's what she's trying to do. She's trying to distract a little bit. And again, as long as we're aware of how she's trying to distract, we can then see if this is a successful strategy in the midterms or whatever. But you got to be 100, as the kids say, and some people that are older than me as well would say. Got to keep it 100, and that's what I plan on doing. So, So, anyway, that is the first segment of my show. Hello, Jeff. Has anyone noticed that Mitch McConnell looks like a dang turtle?